Hi everyone. I wanted to chime in here about paragraph development because I just read the first 4 essays for response paper 1, and each student seems to be struggling with paragraph development, which is very surprising to me because I consider paragraphs as the building blocks of very finely wrought, strong academic essays. So in terms of essay construction, paragraph development is kind of the basics of writing good publishable work. So I wanted to make this video to kind of help you to understand what I mean when I say I want fully developed paragraphs. Okay, if you think about what a paragraph's function is, the basic function of a paragraph is to present an idea that is related to the context presented in the essay. So each paragraph will present a new and related idea. So just in that basic foundational sense, every paragraph should move the essay forward. Okay, so you want to always feel like you're taking a new idea and adding that on, building that on to the platform of the paragraph that came before it. Okay, so each paragraph should be successional. It should all kind of move the essay forward. That's the first thing you want to keep in mind when you think about good paragraph development. The second thing you should know about good paragraphs is that the topic sentence, or the first sentence of each paragraph, is really pivotal in how your paragraph functions. For example, no paragraph in an academic essay should ever begin with summary. That gives the impression that your essay is about summary, that it functions as a summary or as a reference document. And that is absolutely not the function of an academic essay. The function of an academic essay is to present new and interesting ideas in a refined context and to make arguments about those ideas that will let other academics start to think about the text in new ways. So the topic sentence of your paragraph should be driven by context and it should be driven by argument. Moreover, the topic sentence of every paragraph should be able to stand on its own. Fruit fly. So for example, when you're thinking about how to begin a paragraph or to start a new idea, think about if the reader were to go through your essay and pull out the topic sentence of every paragraph, she should be able to suture those sentences together and gain a really crisp idea about the main idea of your essay and your argumentation. If you take out every topic sentence and what you get is an overview of the text as a summary, you know that you failed in your construction of topic sentences, okay? So think about that topic sentence as really crucial to the success of your paragraphs. The next thing that a paragraph should do to be fully developed is not only should it present a new idea, but it should fully unpack that idea before moving on to the next. And that is true even of an introduction and of a conclusion, believe it or not. Okay, so every paragraph needs to fully unpack the idea before moving on. Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, it means that your paragraphs ought to be long. Because if you are presenting an idea that's really basic and doesn't need a lot of unpacking, for example, an idea that can be expressed in 3 or 5 or 6 sentences, then chances are that the caliber of thought that you're expressing in that paragraph isn't at the academic level. You should need a good portion of space to unpack an idea. If that's not the case for you, then go back and reevaluate your idea. Make sure it has the level of complexity that's needed to express a thought-provoking idea in this genre. Now, once you have an idea that is provocative enough, you want to unpack it fully. But what does that mean? Well, to unpack an idea, you need to show its complexity. Okay, so you can't just make a smart observation and then assume that the reader is going to absorb and understand all of the layers of color in your idea. That's not the case, and to make that assumption is very dangerous. Okay, slow down. Take every little bit of thought process that you've gone through in coming up with this idea and show it to your readers, okay? Kind of walk them through it. But not at a basic level, right? Academics don't need to be held by the hand, but they do want to be shown the intricacies of your thought process, okay? And you can do that in a number of ways. The first one is explanation and explication, okay? Explain what you mean, show us, okay? Don't just say something, but show it. That's a rule that some of you fiction writers will be familiar with. Well, the same thing applies with academic writing. Another way is to use a lot of evidence from the text, okay? The academic genre prizes textual analysis. So the more you can analyze the text by showing examples directly from passages, by paraphrasing. But let me pause and say this is not an essay about summary. You don't need to summarize anything that isn't functional. Summary should always be functional, meaning that I should always be able to see how the summary relates to your point. Okay, so don't summarize needlessly. The reader doesn't need to know what the story is about, except in the way that it applies to your context and understanding your argument. Okay, so I hope that's clear. So unpack your idea. Don't take for granted that the author knows what you're talking about. The third thing to remember about paragraph development is cohesion. That means that each paragraph should flow into the next paragraph. So not only should your topic sentences have an ease of consistency, but the way that your ideas move, building upon each other, should be clear. All right. So I hope that gives you a good sense of what a paragraph should accomplish in order to be developed. There are some other things to take into consideration as well, but I think that will give you a pretty good sense of where to start. Many of you have embarrassingly short paragraphs, and I don't say that as kind of an insult to you, but at this level, I mean, go to Shapiro Library, look for an academic essay on Kafka, and take a look at the paragraphs. I mean, those paragraphs are oftentimes reformatted to be single-spaced, and many of them take up a full page, if not more. So if you want to write in the academic genre, read the academic genre and note its key moves. You feeling a little good about paragraph development? I hope so. And I hope to see some improvements in the next round. Bye for now.